I want to finish the work that I started.
In one of the nation's most closely watched battleground districts, former Democratic Congressman Mondaire Jones is looking to unseat Republican Mike Lawler, who is finishing out his first term.
I've been rated the fourth most bipartisan member of Congress in my time in Washington.
The Hudson Valley's 17th congressional district includes all of Rockland and Putnam counties, plus parts of Dutchess County. Jones, one of the first two openly gay black men to serve in the House, represented a large portion of the district after being elected in 2020. After redistricting, he chose not to run again after being pitted against former Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee Chairman Sean Patrick Maloney, who lost in a stunning upset to Lawler. The economy and immigration are among the top issues in this race.
Building an economy that works for everybody is something that I have always been passionate about.
We need an immigration system that works. The Senate bill, the bipartisan border bill in the Senate, was a disaster.
Also in the Hudson Valley, both Democrats and Republicans are making a play for the swing seat in New York's 18th congressional district, which encompasses Orange County and most of Dutchess and Ulster counties. Democratic Congressman Pat Ryan, a Hudson Valley native and West Point graduate who served 2 combat tours in Iraq, has represented the district since he was elected in 2022.
I think folks are wanting and deserve an independent voice who's rooted in the district and who again is operating not as a partisan but as a patriot.
His Republican opponent is Allison Esposito. She served in the NYPD for nearly 2.5 decades, rising to the ranks of deputy inspector and commanding officer.
Government's #1 job is to protect its people and then get out of their lives.
In the 19th congressional district, which covers all or part of 11 upstate counties, incumbent Republican Mark Molinaro is looking to fend off a challenge from Democrat Josh Riley. Out on Long Island, Republican Congressman Anthony D'Esposito is in a tough rematch with Democrat Laura Gillen, a former town supervisor who he defeated in 2022 to earn his seat in the 4th district. The outcome of that race could help determine who takes control of the House.
I am running to restore ethics and transparency to this congressional district.
She's no good for taxes. She's no good for the economy. She's certainly no good for the border.
And in New Jersey, a battle over the 7th congressional district is considered to be the state's most competitive House race. Republican Tom Kean Jr. is seeking a second term against Democrat Sue Altman.